This meeting
Okay,
is being recorded.
happy Sunday. Ready for meal prep. So today we're gonna start out with the Irish oats. I can't remember what they're called. Savory oats with bacon, I think. And I'm gonna change mine up a little bit. I'm gonna have some extra turkey. I don't know. I bought this turkey that is not just a pound from Costco. It's like a pound and 3/4. So I'm going to use the 3/4 and you like make the fixate breakfast sausage to crumble on my savory oats instead of the turkey bacon. And so we'll start with savory oats. We'll get those cooking, because if you're using regular oats, those are going to take a good 30-40 minutes. I actually have quick cooking oats, so mine are only 7, but no worries, whatever kind you have. And then we'll go into the Snickerdoodle pudding, which I'm really excited to try because I haven't done an avocado pudding like this with Shakeology. I think it's gonna be really good. And then we will go into the Shepherd's pie. And that one, I'm also like, I'm not going to put mine in mason jars. I'm just going to put it in like an 8x8 glass pan. And, people can just kind of pick out of it. But it is a great recipe for meal prep. And especially if you like it, this would be a really easy one to double up and have quite a bit for the household to eat off of. So, and you could also, depending on how you like mashed cauliflower, you could go all cauliflower on top instead of a half potato, half cauliflower. And we can talk about that when we get into it. But like a cauliflower mash is really great. So, and they act about the same when they're on things. All right, let's share the first recipe. Let's see if I have it up. Okay, so I am going to use chicken broth because I like it on this one. So that is going to slightly shift some of the protein amount, but probably not enough to really change things. And then let's see here. So you could do your turkey bacon now and then set up everything to be done, or you can just make the oat base. And then what I like to do with my oat base, and I'm probably actually going to add cauliflower to this too, just because I like the cauliflower in. So a lot of us make cauliflower oats instead of just regular straight oatmeal. And this will be a great dish to have that in because that, it is savory. So I'm also going to add cauliflower. I'll be adding roughly 3 cups because this is 1 cup of steel cut oats, 3 cups cauliflower. And then I'm going to do chicken broth. You can do the turkey bacon or whatever meat you're adding, like the morning of, however you want to do it, because you can just put this in a pan and then section it into 4. Now this has, let's go down here. This has this as 2 yellows, which is interesting. Hey, Kate.
Hi there.
Ben
was just, I don't know where she went.
I'm a little curious why it's 2 yellows. And
is it because of cheese?
Well, I think it's got a blue too for the cheese and the yogurt. Or the yogurt would be in with the red.
Well, yeah, it's half a blue.
Because, and maybe it's because you're adding so much broth at the volume, so you're counting it once it's done. But still, I guess I count my steel cut oats where I do 2.5 cups of water, steel cut oats, 1 cup of steel cut oats, and then the cauliflower. And I usually count that as 4 servings. So it's 1 yellow and 1 green. So, okay, that's a little bit in question. We can look that up another time.
It's interesting because if you change it to serving of 1.
Yeah. What's
still,
it?
Well, it says a half a red, 2 yellows, and a half a blue, but it says it's 15 grams of protein. So why wouldn't that be a full red?
Right. Another great question. Yeah. And 33 carbs isn't necessarily a full 2 yellows either. There must be something maybe with the broth and the almond milk and the combination of all the things that get it closer to that second yellow.
Must be.
So, and like on this one, it all depends on how creamy you want everything. Like I've made savory oats like this before with nutritional yeast and just water and oats. And then, you know what I mean? So it just depends on how creamy you want to make it. So if you want to do the almond milk, the broth is going to give it a really nice kind of richness in there, especially when it's cooking. And if you're not doing cheese, you can absolutely do the nutritional yeast and it's really tasty. Okay, well, let's put it together, see what happens. If you have a Costco, you get a giant bag of the Bob's Red Mill. These are the quick cooking, so they only take 7 minutes, which is nice because then you can do it each morning if you want to. I'm also breaking some rules too, because I put my oats in when I put the water in. And this one has you getting it boiling and then putting it in. So, and like, let's say you don't want to do the cauliflower with your oats. This would be a great place, like in the morning, adding like sauteed vegetables on it with the turkey bacon kind of a thing. You know what I mean? This is a great place for like spinach and all kinds of add-ins you can do to this one with the savory. It'll be really good. Okay, and I'm going to cook up the turkey for this really quick too, since we have a little time to get together. So if you haven't made the turkey breakfast sausage before, highly recommend. I do a lot less maple syrup than she does. I just like it a little less sweet. And I do probably 2 to 3 times more fresh herbs than she does. So I have fresh sage and rosemary out here in my flower bed. And so I just kind of grab those, chop them up, throw them in, a little bit of nutmeg, salt and pepper.
Have you ever, that's the one, oh, I'm trying to think. That's one that is the juniper berries,
It
right?
does, and I have never bought juniper berries to do in
I
it.
have never done it either.
Yeah.
But the fresh herbs are the game changer.
They really
by
are.
far.
Yeah. They make it so much more delicious.
Yes, because we've done both. And my husband basically says it's like not even worth it if it's not the fresh herbs.
Right.
Like, it's not even worth the effort. Like,
Yeah. Well, and then once you like this sauce, it's so flavorful and it's so
yes.
good. Like
Yes.
I have a hard time eating, store-bought sausage anymore because I'm just like, this isn't as good.
Yes. It is so good. And it's gone like that. Like in our house, it's just
And it
yes.
comes together quickly. So it's not, it's the labor is chopping some herbs, really. You form the patties,
Yeah.
throw it together, and it's good to go.
Yeah.
My herbs are looking pretty sad out there right now. Oh, I forgot to throw my cauliflower in there. Let me grab that. So, and another Costco find, I get that, so these are like full bags of cauliflower rice and there's 4 that come in their bag. And I just get these and then I basically use a half bag for each time I make the oats. And if you
I
want to make, like a sweet kind that's really good is putting coconut milk or beverage, depending on where your container counts are, with cinnamon and nutmeg, a little cardamom if you like it. It's really delicious.
I love the Costco cauliflower. So good.
Yeah. It's so like, it's like one of those things you just have to have in the freezer because
It's a staple.
it is. Absolutely. Because like, I know we've talked about this before, but like I'll throw that rice cauliflower when I'm making taco meat. And I'll throw it in with the taco meat before I put the seasonings in, and then nobody has any idea that there's a whole bunch of cauliflower in it. Or if they do, they're not telling me. So they've discovered the
Well,
secret.
so I make the exact same thing. Well, Sam's has the exact same
Yeah.
type of deal as Costco, and they definitely have the best price too. But I make this pretty much every single weekend. We make the cauliflower taco meat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
That's
every weekend. And then they use it in their lunches. Scott and Jacob do.
perfect.
I'm going to try making ground chicken taco meat with the cauliflower. I've never done it before.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be good. And it's great too, because they're really similar in color. So when you add the seasoning in, it's even better.
Yeah.
Did I see? Oh, Jen's on too. Hey, Jen.
Hi,
How are you?
good. How about you?
Good. Okay. Oh, maple syrup. Okay, so then I'm just gonna stir this up, this extra turkey I have in with the herbs, maple syrup, nutmeg. And then kind of do it in larger crumbles to just fry. And then so then when all of this is done, you can either portion them out individually then, right? Put your cheese on, get all your stuff ready, or you can just have the oatmeal ready and kind of prep it each morning that you want it.
I have to try making that one day. The turkey sausage.
Yeah, it's so like,
I've never done it.
I'm sad I waited so long to make it. 'Cause it's so good. Okay. Well, does everybody have their oatmeal going? We can slide over to the pudding recipe. Start making that one. We're good? Okay. So from here out, I know I've already said this like 3 times. From here out, right? You're just assembling how you want to assemble. Either take the oats, package them up, cut them into the portions. I find that's easiest. Like when they kind of solidify, like I put them in like a glass square, and then I just cut them into the portion, into 4. And then the next morning, that's when I'll throw in maybe a little almond milk or something, some kind of liquid, microwave them, and then throw on the toppings. So that's probably when I'll do like my cheese and my chives and the crumbles. I'll assemble it all together then. And the yogurt, however you want to do it, right? Okay, let's go here to the, oh, nope, that's not it. There we go. Okay, so this is just gonna be 1 scoop of Snickerdoodle Shakeology, some coconut beverage. I did not purchase any because I know I've got macadamia milk, so I'm just gonna use that one, even though the coconut I think is gonna taste really good in it. Get a little coconut flavor. And then a quarter medium ripe avocado. So 1 red, 1 blue. We're gonna whip this up, and then it recommends to sit for an hour, and I'm sure that's just so that it can kind of come together. I know if you've had Shakeology before, it like thickens up a little as it goes. Okay. So I'm gonna send mine through, it's the time of year where all this stuff starts going on sale. So last year, I think it was, I got this Ninja, and it's got the regular, shake cup holder, this smaller food processor, and then a larger blender, like the Vitamix. And it has been outstanding. Like I've used it for everything, and I don't even use our food processor anymore. So I need to like clear that out and make some space. But if it's something like you're looking for different tools in the kitchen, this was one that it doesn't take up a lot of space, has all 3 parts, super easy to use, comes out great. So highly recommend if you're in the market. I think I ended up paying only $100 for this last, whenever all the Black Friday sales were on from Target. Do you guys have other ones that you, I think you have a Vitamix, right, Bev?
Yes, I have a old Magic Bullet and a Vitamix. Both old, but
That's the good
Yeah.
news. They do get old.
yes, the Vitamix gets, the Vitamix is a good one. What did we do? We replaced the blades
Oh, I
in the
didn't even
Vitamix.
do that. That makes
Mhm.
sense.
Yeah,
though.
we.
Get them sharpened or fix them. Or
Mhm.
because they probably wear down after a while.
Yeah, well, what happened was like the base of the, what is this? I don't know what this thing is called. This part, this here
Yes.
started to actually, like, it's a bearing
Okay.
is in there, and it started to seize up. So it was making the Vitamix have to work like 10 times harder.
Oh, yeah.
But you're able to replace it, and then it works just fine. So
Okay, and if you're like me, not paying attention to your oatmeal and left it on high, you might have some crunchies in the bottom right now. So that's a reminder for everybody to stir it a little bit here. This is good. I'm just adding caramelization, a little extra flavor. Okay, let's add in my Snickerdoodle Shakeology, which I can't even tell you how excited I am to have this back in my life, because this was my favorite flavor of all time that they created. And to be honest, lately, I'm like totally lazy with my shakes. I literally scoop a Shakeology, either cookies and cream or now Snickerdoodle, scoop a Recover, ice and water, and I shake it and drink it. So it's nice to have this. The Snickerdoodle does do very well with Recover too. It's a great flavor. Okay, I'm gonna mute while I blend this up real quick. All right. I'm guessing this is one of those we're gonna want to scrape it down a little and maybe even blend it again. Sometimes, when you have powder like that, it doesn't quite all get down in there. Actually, this is pretty good. Taste test. Okay, it's a nice thickness. I'm gonna put it in this super adorable little glass container that was from one of my yogurts. I don't even know what the name of the yogurt is, but there's some French yogurt, and they've got the most adorable little ceramic or glass dishes that their yogurt comes in. So then I save them. Well, yeah, it's gonna be a nice little afternoon treat. Okay. And here it is in this cute little jar. I need to take the air bubbles out so it looks cuter. There's enough little room you could throw on some little fruit, you know, berries. This is gonna be really good when it cools down too, when it's straight out of the fridge. And this is a good time to mention next Monday, not the 6th, not tomorrow, but the 13th, we're gonna have a free group that we're gonna be making all these desserts for the week out of Shakeology. So we'll have shake recipes, dessert recipes, different information about Shakeology, but it's going to be a great chance to just see all the different things you can make, you know, from Shakeology and get some new ideas. And we'll be doing that in Facebook. So all of that information will be in the groups, be emailed out, so you can get a chance to jump in it. Okay, I am going to cover this in the refrigerator so that the top part doesn't dry out. Okay, my sausage is done. Then I'm going to let my oatmeal cool a little bit before I put it in the container. But that's ready too. And then we can start on the shepherd's pie. Any questions about this one or need this recipe up? We're ready to move on. Okay, let's go to the shepherd's pie. All right, let's look this one over. So any recipe, I like to see, like, there's a lot of places and a lot of recipes where you can throw in some more vegetables. Like this recipe today, I was thinking about, I've got extra kale in my refrigerator right now. And I'm like, this would be a great place to throw in a couple, you know, a handful of kale along with these other veggies. So if you have stuff you kind of want to use up or bits, you know, bits here and there, like I think zucchini would be good in this. You could throw in some kale, just kind of think about where you can just add a little bit in there to have a few more veggies. The hard part is you don't want to throw it off too much, right? You don't want to be like adding in 4 cups of veggies and then there's not enough liquid or gravy. So it gets a little awkward. All right, let's look here. So our container counts on this one are going to be 2 greens, a red, a yellow, and a teaspoon. So those 2 greens, obviously all those veggies and the cauliflower putting in the mash. The red is the turkey, and the yellow will be our potatoes and some of the milk and add-ins we're doing to make the gravy. And then a teaspoon for our fats. So I know this one starts with, okay, let me look at this for a second, because I think what I'd like to do is get my potatoes and cauliflower going, because I want those cooked well anyway, and then I'm going to start my turkey. So I'm going to try to get up here as best I can to get the ingredients, and we'll get most of the instructions. But so I'm going to get a pot of water and my potatoes and cauliflower going, and then I'm going to start into my turkey mixture. And like I mentioned in the beginning of the call, you could do this all cauliflower, and then you're gonna have less yellow count, more green count. It really just depends on how much you like mashed cauliflower, honestly. And I would think, I don't know, Bev, are you making this one? Okay, because I was gonna say you could probably thicken with cornstarch instead of milk.
Yes.
It's going dairy free.
Yes, definitely.
Here's the fun guess, like how many potatoes are 12 ounces of potatoes? Let's see,
It depends.
right? On the size
Yes.
of the potato.
Yes.
I'm gonna go these two and the smaller one. That seems like it'll be close. I don't think I'm gonna drag out the scale for this one.
We use our scale a lot.
Do
So
you?
it's pretty much always, yeah, it's like right here next to me. We use it all the time. Instead of necessarily getting a measuring cup or
Yeah.
eyeballing, we just use the scale.
So when you just kind of want the potatoes and cauliflower in roughly the same sizing, so everything kind of cooks in about the same amount of time. And I'm gonna go potatoes in here first. Get the oven going. Or I mean, sorry, oven, get the stove going. Okay. Get this going. Okay, so while that's cooking, then I will get the turkey mixture going. So this is fine too. I'm like a little rule breaker, I swear, on these recipes. I like to cook my onion first because I like to make sure my onion has a little bit of caramelization, and then I add the meat in, because there's nothing worse than just like onion that's not done for me. So again, cook with your heart on that one. If you want, however you like your onion. I was listening to the Eat Smarter book by oh, help me out, what's his name? Sean Stevenson. And he was talking about fats and just like, cooking with different fats and things like that, and how we really should be doing more finishing with olive oil, because there's just a higher chance of breaking down, oxidizing the oils so that it's not as beneficial, and using ghee and coconut oil instead when you're doing like high heat type stuff. So I'm trying to like think about it because we're in our house, we're really used to just throwing olive oil and everything. And so I was just thinking I need to get the ghee out. I think, or she's using butter in this one anyway. Yeah, so she's using butter, I think, for the. Oh, she's heating oil first. Okay, so she's using olive oil. So I'm going to use ghee. And of course, we've got our Costco size tub. But if you have a Blackstone, this is excellent out on the Blackstone. Oh, another tip I learned in class this week. On your garlic, chop that up first and have it sit for at least 10 minutes because then it allows an enzyme to form that's called allicin, which is very beneficial to your body. Allicin. So if you want to look it up and explore the amazing world of allicin. But it does need to sit. So you want it like smashed, chopped, however you're breaking it down, and then as it sits, the allicin is able to form.
Did they mention why you don't want to do it? Why you don't want to buy the pre-chopped up stuff?
No, nobody talked about that. Tell me more.
Well, I don't remember the specifics, but I know that the nutritional level is drastically less because I would assume that, like, as in when you have the whole clove and then you smash it and you chop it and you let it sit, then as it's sitting for longer periods of time, that benefit just drastically reduces. Plus, you're usually putting it in some other type of a liquid or whatever that isn't going to stop it from continuing to go through whatever that process is that creates the, as you said, allicin to come out.
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, it
yeah.
makes sense to, like, this, the second you cut berries, things start changing, right? The nutritional value goes down. So it would make sense that it's like you're starting a process, and then if you're
Right.
not using it in a certain amount of time.
Right. And I used to, I mean, we used to be a garlic and onion started every single everything ever that
Right.
went. So, and once upon a time, I would buy the jarred minced garlic to make life easier. So then you also didn't have the smell of garlic on your fingers and such. And we didn't know about the whole entire thing of like, right, running your fingers along the blade
Right,
to
yeah.
get rid of the smell. Didn't know that. But yeah, so, but then when I learned that, then we switched over to only buying cloves and doing it as we need to. So,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Well, and we haven't bought them pre-done just because I like the flavor better when it's not, right? When it's freshly.
Yes.
Because it does diminish in flavor.
Yes. For sure. You would have to use like twice the amount, if not more, to get the same flavor.
Right.
Yeah, I was just about to say that we got a jar for free, big jar, but we're still adding more and more garlic because it's just not enough.
Right.
You don't really taste it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then when I do this with my onions, I just push, hang on. Something to fight with here. I just push my onion to the side so it still has some surface area, and then I put my turkey meat right in the middle, and then that can caramelize. And I got this nifty new pan from Costco, which is huge. It's a 5-quart, but it's like wider than the Dutch oven. I'm loving it. And it really wasn't, I think it was either 50 or 60. I can't remember. Okay. I'm kind of surprised there isn't celery in this. Okay, now I need to get my mushrooms going. Oh, it's funny. That's another thing I probably would have put in first too. I do like mushrooms in with the onion.
I don't know that I'm used to putting mushrooms in a shepherd's pie.
Yeah, I agree. I can't say that I've made a lot of shepherd's pie, but yeah.
Oh.
It's gonna give it a nice kind of earthy richness for sure.
Yeah. Once upon a time, that was one of Scott's favorites, was shepherd's pie. So. And he liked mushrooms, so I don't know. It wasn't in the recipe.
Yeah. Maybe it's one of those things where everybody's got their own style on it, like they're.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, like you're like, where's the celery? Exactly. Where is the celery? That's like, yes, it should have been carrots, onions, celery.
Right? I mean,
the
that's
beginning.
what you start with. Yeah.
Right.
The
With the
Trinity.
garlic. Yes.
But I think I've always had peas in my shepherd's pie too, though.
This one does.
Yes, there is. There's
I
peas.
know, but Beverly didn't state peas, so in mine, I always had peas, never.
Oh, well, yeah, but the peas they're like
Mushrooms am I doing
they're in
here?
the topping. They're not in the mix, I don't think. I don't know. They were always kind of like in the layers instead of within the. I don't know. I guess that's the way I think of the trifle from Friends. There was a layer of peas.
Was that after the raspberry jam?
Yeah. Yeah. after the custard and the raspberry jam and the lady fingers. Got the peas.
I like it.
Yeah, there was peas and ground meat.
I just wanted to say I have to roll off a few minutes early, so
Okay. See you
good to
later.
see everybody. Thanks for the class.
See you.
Let's take a picture. We're gonna leave.
Oh,
Okay. Stop share. But see, then Lily, you take it.
Oh. Okay.
Because that never
Got
gets anywhere.
All right. 1, 2, 3. Okay, got it.
It's on my
Alright.
computer. It doesn't ever get off of it.
Thanks, guys. Have a good afternoon.
Bye, Jen.
Good to see you, Jen.
Okay. Mushrooms cut, carrots cut. What else do I need here? Oh, some thyme. Let's grab that. I've got one of those outside too.
although now that I say that, maybe we used mushroom soup in the mixture with the ground meat. I don't know. Now I'm like maybe pulling together multiple recipes in my head.
Now you're second guessing your shepherd's pie.
Yeah, well, I know that I definitely was not cooking up mushrooms specifically, but maybe there was, yeah, maybe we used mushroom soup in the ground meat.
Anybody else, when you see cream of mushroom soup going into anything, just kind of brings up your reflex now, or you're like, why are you doing that? What's happening?
Yeah, I don't cream of any, yeah, no. Nope.
I'll be looking at recipes and I'll be like, oh, that looks really good. And then it's in there and I'm like, what? Nope, nope. Not even gonna.
Yep. Well, and stroganoff was another, that was a favorite of Max. And you could use cream of mushroom in that too,
Right.
as an easy swap. So yes, we definitely used cream of mushroom back in the day.
Oh, I'm supposed to turn on my oven too. I forgot about that. So 350 on the oven. Get that preheating. And then. Okay, my potatoes are in there. Okay, I'll get my thyme. I got a little ambitious this morning because we have a bunch of meat that we thought out to, cook, right? Because we're kind of in this mode where we're cleaning stuff out of the freezer. And so I'm gonna make beef bourguignon for dinner tonight.
Nice.
Yeah. So we're gonna be all sorts of meal prepped around here.
That's what we're trying to do is just use up old stuff that's like, okay, it's starting to get old. Let's get it out, get it out of the house.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, because stuff is buried down places and just time to kind of use it up.
I know it's like most of you guys, you guys don't like the cream of soups.
Yeah.
I I like it once in a while, and the other day they happen to have gluten-free cream of mushroom and cream of chicken now.
Well, shouldn't they be gluten-free
It's
anyway?
Yeah, they
No,
don't.
they use flour in
Absolutely.
them because
Yeah.
to thicken them.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Okay, that makes sense.
So
But-
now they have gluten-free.
But you know, you should try it though. Just try to make a bechamel. It's super fast. It's just you could use gluten
Yeah.
flour, little butter, milk, perfect. And you just make a
Mhm.
bechamel and then use real mushrooms and onion, and it's delicious.
No, normally we would do something like that, but like, when it's cold, I know it's off-putting to some. I like a can of cream of chicken with like a
Oh,
grilled
yeah.
cheese.
Yeah.
No.
If I have a grilled cheese, I'm always craving tomato. So
Yes, tomato soup.
Yep.
Yep.
I like tomato too, but sometimes I like the cream of chicken because it kind of brings me back to my childhood. At
Yeah.
Denny's, they used to have the creamy chicken soup with the noodles in it. It was like a cream of chicken soup with noodles.
Right.
Reminds me of going there with my grandmother.
Isn't it funny? I mean, food
So
has such a memory, right? Like you just associate when you're having foods with certain things.
yeah.
It's funny, I heard an ad for the Grand Slam at Denny's and it's
Oh, yeah.
$7.99 now. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like I used to go when I was a teenager to Denny's. That was like one of our hangouts. And I'm like, how much was that? Like $3.99 or $2.99? I can't even remember, but I used to always get the Grand Slam.
I have not been to one in so long.
Like,
I
man,
only know of one down here. It's like about an hour away, but it's like the old-fashioned retro one.
Oh, interesting.
It's more of a novelty than anything else.
Okay.
yeah, I don't know where there's a Denny's. Well, no, I don't know where there's a Denny's around us.
Okay. Well, I just read it again, and this is why I probably should read the recipe before we start class, because I was supposed to take my turkey out and then do my vegetables, which makes a lot more sense. But all mine is just in one pot. We're gonna try it out. I'm pretty sure it's all gonna come together just fine. Okay, I need to go find some flour. Once my mushrooms are done here. Okay, and I think my potatoes are getting close, but we're gonna, that's, if I overcook that, that's not the end of the world. Okay, we're getting close there. What else do I need here? Oh, I haven't put my garlic in. Let's put that in now too. And the thyme. Okay, my liquid is almost done here, so then what's next? I'll get my broth ready. Okay. And again, I'm just using chicken broth because I've got it. And I'm kind of like, it's turkey, it's gonna be fine. Did I miss putting my peas in where those supposed to be in? Okay, I'm gonna move this up just a little bit. Oh, okay, nope, add the peas after I make my gravy. Okay, how much flour is it? 1 tablespoon. Oh, we're doing pretty good. I thought this one was gonna take us a lot longer. Okay, my flour should be cooked a little bit. Now I'm gonna add my broth and we'll gravy this up. Perfect. It actually looks like I could use a little more broth. That got pretty thick. I'm just gonna hit it with a little bit more. It'll be real good with the mashed potatoes. I'm just over here, just keep adding broth. It's okay. All right, we'll get our peas in here. And get ready to mash some stuff up. What did I do? Oh, here. Whoop, that got a little bit crazy. My bag just overflowed. I have a few extra peas. Perfect. Okay. So I did my potatoes and cauliflower in a pot that I can just hand mash it. So I'm not going to use, this might use a food processor. I didn't even look. I'm going to hand mash it. Cause I kind of like it when it's a little chunky and uneven. Okay, and then I need a little milk. So it's interesting too, because the cauliflower is in here and has water in it. You don't need as much milk or butter as you normally would need with the potatoes. I'm noticing this is it's coming together much easier than if this were just potatoes. Hey. It's ready. And now we assemble. This is like, it's almost like in between a 9x9 and a 9x13. We'll see how much this fills up. I may end up switching to another size. Oh no, I think that's gonna be perfect. So I have a 9x9. There'll be plenty of room for the potatoes on top. Let's throw one more mash on here just to make sure I got all the pieces. Okay, we pile the potatoes on top and throw it in the oven for 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, this came together even faster than I expected. This is where you could get super fancy if you want to, you know, pipe your potatoes in. Get artistic with it. I'm just gonna slap mine on top. Okay, that's gonna be really good. And then I'll probably, when it comes out, so I'm gonna throw it in the oven for 15-20 minutes. And then when it comes out, I'll throw a little fresh thyme on top. And maybe some parsley also, get it all pretty. I don't know if you can see it. So this is what it. Excited about that one. That's gonna be good. Okay, well, where's everybody at? Do you need this recipe up still? We're an hour in, so it's probably time to eat your pudding. If you haven't had your shakeology yet today, now's the time. All right, we'll stop sharing this. Any additional commentary? Anything I missed on? Let me think of the dates too. We have a meal prep class. The next one will be, I want to say it would be like the 3rd. Whatever that Sunday is, the first Sunday of December. And then, like I mentioned already, November 13th is the beginning of the Sweet Treats Week. So we'll be going in, trying lots of different Shakeology recipes, sharing recipes, fun ways to, my favorite ones in there too. The copycat peanut butter cups, which I have a whole supply in my freezer right now, because those are amazing. So yeah, and it's like, it's funny because we had Halloween, right? And there was tons of Reese's cups and I'm like, I'm good, I've got mine. These are like everything I love about them. The real peanut butter, the dark chocolate, it's like perfect. So those are going to be in the group. All right, then we'll see you. I'll stop the recording. We'll see you on the next class.